to Megan's two teams. You mentioned the Penguins, you being a Penguins fan, and also the Vegas Golden Knights. Both those teams have had goaltending rumors. Robin Leonard had a great year, so now they're thinking about trading Fleury. And again, the Penguins, the same kind of thing with Matt Murray when Tristan Jarry played better for them. So what do you think is the best approach for those particular scenarios? Could you see a reuniting of Fleury with the Penguins possibly? What do you think will end up happening? What do you think is the best approach for those teams?
As much as I would love to see Fleury back in that black and gold, I don't see it happening. I don't think he's going to be traded. I think he won't be protected. I think there isn't much of a benefit for them for letting him go right now, just kind of like letting it go naturally, because he has done a lot for Vegas and kind of helped.
Do you think he's going to a Kraken? Okay, that Kraken team.
I'd be so okay with that because it gives me another reason to get a new cool jersey. I went to Vegas. That jersey in my closet is sick. I will wear it always. But like Shannon and I are talking about, I need a reason to get a Seattle jersey. Like, if Fleury wants to be that reason, so be it.
Oh, just buy a jersey just to wear it next time you guys come on the show, just to annoy him because he doesn't like it.
I hate that name.
Seattle, really?
Yes,
I love that name. Also, Kraken rum is fantastic.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's terrible. I was at the draft in Vancouver, and when they did the announcement of the Kraken and some of the new owners, producer, I forget his name, was there introducing the Kraken and stuff like that. And I said, "You're in Seattle. Why couldn't you name the team the Seattle Grunge or something? Because that's where grunge rock is from. Why would you name them the Krakens? I mean,
what would you make that logo?
The grunge? I don't know. Grunge rock. You could put a drum set, something banging on a drum or something. I don't know.
St. Louis Blues.
I mean, did you like the Golden Knights name?
I'm sorry?
Did you like the Golden Knights name?
Yes, I actually love the jersey. I love the color.
Well, the jersey's fine, but the name's dumb.
Yeah, I would say the gold. I mean, what is a Golden Knight? I mean, like seriously.
Well, they got sued because they took the name from West Point.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever they get their names. I mean, what the hell is a Kraken? I mean, there's no such thing as a Kraken. So, I mean, I don't understand some of these names. I'm excited that there's another hockey team coming to the NHL, being that it's Seattle. Seattle deserves another team. They took away the Supersonics. I think they should bring basketball back. Putting a hockey team over there really solidifies the state and where the state is going when it comes to professional sports. But I've been bothered by the name. That's for sure.
I wanted them to pay homage to the Supersonics with their mascot and name the hockey team the Seattle Sasquatch.
Of course you do. I mean, just look at you. I mean, you look like a Sasquatch right now, right next to me, you hairy bastard. Anyways, we are talking to host of the Slapshot Sweetheart podcast, Megan Rachel and Shannon Walsh. So what were your thoughts when you heard that the New York Rangers were going to get the number one pick in the draft since 1960? What was it? 65?
65, yeah.
Was the last time they got the number one pick. Were you surprised that the Rangers won the lottery draft? And if so, did you think that Gary Bettman was behind all of that?
I was surprised. I didn't really conspiracize behind it. I was kind of just like, I'm over it. Like, this isn't real. I'm gonna ignore it. If I ignore it hard enough, it's not there. Like, I've gone to Ranger games here and there. Great stadium. Great arena. Love MSG. But I will never really give any attention to the Rangers because I don't think they necessarily deserve it.
Oh, okay. All right there.
Yeah, he's a Ranger fan, so that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy that we have another Ranger hater. But I don't hate the Rangers. I just don't like the fans. I don't go to Madison Square Garden anymore because every time I go there, it seems to the story comes out. I was a big-time hockey player. I was a ranked hockey player. I was going to be a professional hockey player before I hurt my knee. I played for Team USA Hockey with Chris Higgins and Kamar Sarek when I was younger. My career kind of fell short because of my knee injury. I lost my scholarship. It's a long story. And now I'm here standing in front of a mic. When you see some of these players come in and out of the NHL, it's gut wrenching because you see all this talent over the last couple of years. They come into the NHL. Some of them succeed and some of them fall apart, even these draft picks. when you look at Alexis Lafreniere, everybody keeps talking about him being like the next superstar, the next Sidney Crosby. And it was so funny when Lafreniere was interviewed after he got drafted by the New York Rangers. He said that he's nothing like Sidney Crosby, nor is he anywhere close to the player Sidney Crosby is, which I give him a lot of credit because a lot of people just think that they're the best in the world. Did you think that Lafreniere was the best player in the draft? Or did you think that there were other players, or especially the center that was drafted at number 2? Did you guys think that he was the best player in the draft?
I mean, I think he was the best for the Rangers in the draft, which I think is probably the most important thing. I think the same can probably be said for the NBA draft, where there was so little coverage of it because of COVID-19 that there wasn't enough give it. And I think this kind of goes back to your point about players will come in and, thrive, and some will fall apart. I think it's a little unfair to this NHL draft in particular, because the NHL draft to begin with already doesn't get a lot of coverage. And then in the middle of COVID-19, it got like next to no coverage.
Yeah, I had friends when they saw that there was an NHL draft happening, they were like, "Oh, is that the expansion?" And I was like, "No, this is, the new class."
I will say this: the NHL knows how to treat the press when you go to the events. I was in Boston when St. Louis won the Stanley Cup. I was on the ice when they hoisted the Stanley Cup, and I had the opportunity to interview some of the Boston Bruins that were eliminated. I also got a chance to interview Brett Hull and Keith Kachuk and Al McGinnis, that were all there, that worked for the organization of St. Louis Blues. What I've learned about the NHL is the NHL and Gary Bettman. You say whatever you want about Gary Bettman and his personality and how much you want to boo him every time he steps on the stage. The guy knows how to treat the press. Every single event I've gone to when it came to the NHL, they pampered us. They took care of us. I had a lobster dinner in Boston, and even at the Stanley Cup, the draft in Vancouver, they pampered us. I was very impressed, and I've been very impressed with the NHL. There are certain organizations like the NBA, the NFL, they don't know how to treat the press. They don't know how to treat the people that are center stage to promote their products. So that's one thing I could say about Gary Bettman. He knows how to deliver to the media. That's what I could say. But anyways, that was my spiel there. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the draft or you've been to the Stanley Cup. They definitely do pamper you, and they treat you like you're a superstar over there. You're like an NHL player over there, if you're not. Anyways, I got a chance to sit with Barry Melrose at the Stanley Cup Finals. That was fun. That was an interesting conversation that we had. So I told you that's a conversation that we had, Speedy. Mm-hmm. But anyways, your thoughts this year with the divisions that they created, which to me, I really screwed the New York Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the New York Islanders. Were you surprised that they put the Rangers and the Islanders in that kind of division with some of the great teams in the NHL, or what team really got very lucky on landing in the division that they did?
I'm not overly surprised about the way the Eastern Division ended up. I think it logically makes sense for all those teams to be bucketed together with what their goal was. It's definitely going to either make teams like rise to the occasion or truly fall, because it's just such competitive play all the time. But I mean, with your other question, kind of who got the benefit of this, I would say the North Division, because when you look at the Stanley Cup winners for the last 20 years, there are 0 coming out of that division. So this could be a chance for someone over there to kind of rise to the occasion and have a bigger chance this year.
Okay.
I'm also going to say the Lightning. They just won the Stanley Cup and they got moved out of the hardest division. Like, how did they escape Boston, Philly, Washington, and move into like the middle ground here with Detroit, Florida, Chicago? Columbus is okay. Dallas made a fair playoff run. Like, how did they get moved to an easier division?
Well, if you had to move Tampa, then you would have had to move Florida and Nashville, because it's all like that logistic area.
But St. Louis got moved to the West.
Yeah, that's weird.
A lot of it is weird.
That one's weird.
I didn't understand anything when it came to maneuvering the divisions. If you're going to keep the divisions, keep the Metropolitan Division, keep all the divisions. What are you playing? 30 less games this year? Does it really matter what division you're in? It doesn't make any sense. That I agree with you guys. I don't like how they decided to put the Lightning wherever they felt like it fit, and Detroit wherever they thought it would fit, and the Islanders and Rangers they screwed. I really believe they screwed the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders. We'll see what happens this season. We'll see how good both teams are, but I will say this: the Rangers did not re-up on the defense that everybody said that was their weakness going into the offseason, and the Islanders didn't really re-up on their offense where that was their weakness going into the offseason. So, like you guys said, two teams that are very strong in two aspects of their game, they didn't get any better on both sides of the puck. So, except maybe the Islanders as far as goaltending is concerned, from Varlamov to Sorokin. I mean, if Sorokin is as good as everybody says he is, I mean, this could be a fun year when it comes to defense and goaltending for the New York Islanders. So, before we let you go, I want to have a game with you guys. Speedy, I want you to get me some instrumental, a nice like a game show instrumental music. I don't care what it is. Wheel of Fortune. I don't know. Price is Right. I don't care. All right. I'm going to ask you guys questions. I'm going to each of you 5 questions each. Okay. We're going to ask you hockey questions. I know Shannon loves basketball, so she probably can answer the basketball questions. And I don't know if the great Megan Rachel can or can't. So we're going to stick with hockey. Okay. So I'm going to ask each of you 5 questions, and the winner has to wear in their next episode of the show. The loser, the loser has to wear the winner's favorite hockey team jersey. Is that fair?
We don't even own those.
You don't own them? Well, then you're going to have to.
I'll find a Bruins jersey somewhere if I have.
You don't have to wear a Bruins jersey. You have to do something with the Bruins. Okay. If you win, Shannon, you have to wear something with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
All right.
Is that a deal?
You should buy my reverse retro jersey.
I'm just trying to help.
It's ironic because our next podcast guest is the Nesson host for the Bruins. So if she's got to wear Bruins stuff, that's going to look real good.
Well, that's true. And here's the thing. These questions are not going to be easy. They could be from the past. So, and the first person to get 3 questions right wins. Okay. Are you ready?
Tom Barrasso, obviously best goalie in the Penguins have had, with Fleury obviously as well, is one of the few goalies that have scored a goal in an NHL game. Can you name 2 of the other ones?
That's a good one.
We're gonna be here all night.
No. I'll save you the time. No.
2 goalies that you know have scored goals in the NHL.
Oh, not on the Penguins?
Not on the Penguins. 2 goals.
Oh.
Yes.
God, I don't even know that. I have no brain. What?
I'll tell you one. He played for the New Jersey Devils.
That's not the one I was thinking of. So
I'm gonna say my parents would be so disappointed.
Hall of Fame goaltender.
I have no names in my head right now. At all.
Another one played for the Philadelphia Flyers. He was a crazy one in the net in the 80s and mid-90s.
Oh my gosh, I have no clue.
one still plays.
Oh, you're alive then.
All right, that's 1 question wrong for Megan. Okay, for the Boston Bruins, how many goals? How many times did Phil Esposito score 30 goals as a Boston Bruin?
30? What?
30 goals as a Boston Bruin. How many times did he do it?
9.
You sure?
Yes.
Speedy?
Phil Esposito.
Phil Esposito. Because
Roger!
What happened?
Do I answer my question now?
Brodeur?
Yeah.
Martin is one of them, and there was one from Ron Hextall. You remember Ron Hextall?
Nope.
You never heard of Ron Hextall?
I'm so young.
Well, you are young. We got to get you easier questions here. Speedy, what do we got here? 9?
Let's see. So 9 is the guess. It is. No, it looks like it's more.
Oh.
Nope. It is 13.
Oh. Okay, I wasn't that far off.